What if I told you a computer, something made of wires and code, can now create art? And not just random shapes and colors, but makes it look and feel like it was made by a human. Paintings, drawings, even new styles that we haven't even seen or heard of. How does this happen? And how does it actually make the art and come up with the designs that it gives us back? And today we're going to deep dive into how exactly AI creates the art, understands it, and explore a little bit how it learns it. Let's get into it. AI artwork is artwork that is created with the help of artificial intelligence. Instead of humans drawing every line or every stroke, a computer uses patterns, data, and algorithms to make its own image. But here's the catch. AI doesn't just guess. It learns from millions of real images. It studies art just like a student would, learning shapes, colors, styles, and techniques from millions of examples. I studied Bob Ross and I still can't draw a damn tree. AI art can look like oil paintings, cartoons, action figures, or even a new style that doesn't even exist yet. Tools like DALL-E, Midjourney, ChatGPT, and Stable Diffusion use this technology to create images based on text prompts, like a castle floating in space or a cat playing a guitar in the rain. So the big question is, how does AI learn to do that? AI learns from a process called machine learning. It works like this. And then they said I'd lose my job to AI. It's funny on them because I was never even hired. Imagine showing a computer millions of images of cats. You tell it this is a cat, over and over. Eventually it starts to notice patterns. 2 ears, whiskers, certain shapes. The more data it sees, the smarter it gets. When it comes to art, AI is trained on databases, huge collections of images and captions. These datasets contain famous paintings, photography, sketches, digital art, and more. Each image is tagged with descriptions that tells AI what it's looking at. This training lets AI understand concepts like a tree in the style of Van Gogh, or even more abstract ideas like mood or emotion in images. But learning is just the first step. Once it learns, it has to understand what to do with all the information. Understanding art is completely complicated, even for people. For AI, it's all about patterns and probability. AI doesn't feel emotion, but it can recognize what emotion looks like in an image. It noticed that certain colors often appear in a sad or dramatic art. It sees that bright lights and soft edges appear in peaceful paintings. Through millions of examples, AI builds a sense of what different kinds of art looks like and what it seems to mean. AI art has a layer of neutral networks. I have a lot of layers of self-doubt. This is called representation learning. AI builds internal maps of ideas like nature, anger, or happiness, based on how these things appear visually. Now, when we ask AI to create something, it uses these mental maps to generate results that fits our request. It's not just copying, it's combining, remixing, and building something that's new based on what it's learned. Let's talk about the creation process. Most AI art tools work with something called diffusion models. At first, they generate a random pattern of noise, like a static on a TV. Then step by step, they remove the noise and shape it into a final image. This process is guided by text prompts you give the AI. If you type a futuristic city at night, the AI uses what is learned about cities, lights, and futuristic aesthetics to slowly sculpt the image from random noise. This might sound like magic, but it's actually a lot of math. Millions of calculations happen behind the scenes. Each decision the AI makes, where to place a building, how bright a light should be, is based on the patterns it learned during training. So when AI creates art, it's not painting the way a human would. It's running a process, one step at a time, to transform an idea into an image. This raises an important question. Is AI actually really art, and is it original? Now, AI doesn't have feeling, it doesn't have personal experiences, or even inspiration. It's not creating from emotion, but it is creating new combinations of ideas in ways humans might not think of. In that sense, it's similar to how other artists get inspired. A painter might mix the styles of one artist into a subject of another. AI does something similar, but on a much larger scale. The originality of AI art comes from how it mixes learning knowledge to produce something that hasn't been seen yet. It doesn't copy, it creates based on influence, much like humans do. Still, the debate continues. Some people argue AI can't truly be creative. Others believe creativity is more about the result than the source. Now look, AI art is still evolving. As the technology improves, AI is starting to understand things like storytelling, character design, and even animation. In the future, we might see AI tools that collaborate with artists, acting like assistants or creative partners. Some artists already use AI to brainstorm ideas or generate references. But with this kind of power, it comes with responsibility. Shout out to Uncle Ben. There are concerns about copyright, ownership, and the ethics of using data from real artists without permission. As AI grows more advanced, we'll need new rules, new ways of thinking about creativity, art, and what it means to actually be human in a world where machines can make masterpieces. AI doesn't dream, it doesn't feel emotion, it's not sad, it's not happy, it's not miserable, it's none of that. But what it does do is something that's remarkable. It turns patterns into pictures and data into designs. And somehow the results can kind of move us. And from now on, it's not can AI make the art, it's more of where does AI fit into the creative space. Whether it's hand-drawn or thought of by a machine, art is always about asking questions. And this one is just getting started. Catch you on the next one.